And we are live. What is going on, LBHT crew? You see my background here, okay? It's a ring background, okay? Because if you are subscribed to our other channel, Ring Kings Podcast, you would know we just did a live stream over there for the Monster Inouye fight, okay? It was very early. We were up very early watching that fight and doing a live stream. So I appreciate it if you go over there and show some love, all right, on the video. Okay. Not the main views on it right now, but I suspect after the Inouye fans get over there, it'll do quite well. But I always like for the LBHT crew to go over there and show some love on our videos. But look, we're here today because much like the Inouye fight, that game last night was a beatdown. The Ravens, they win in convincing fashion over the 49ers. Not surprised that they won. Not even surprised about the outcome of the game, because I mean, I said it all year, this is going to be a game that we beat them down in, right? Because these type of games on that stage, Harbaugh makes sure the team shows up. It's the other games, the Jaguars, the Rams, right? And the Rams aren't a bad team right now. They're actually playing some really good football. But you know, the Colts, like it's those teams that we fall asleep at the wheel that always make me worry. These games I don't worry about. Like, we come to play in those games. And when everything is hitting, Lamar can't be stopped. But what did surprise me a little bit, even though, you know, I'm not the biggest Purdy fan, is no, you can't predict 4 interceptions for anybody. I don't care how bad they are, except for Zach Wilson. Yeah. So what do you think, B? What do you think about the game last night?
Look, I think that, you know, you saw the exact difference that Cam was talking about, and you know, what we discussed on our show. You saw a game manager go up against a top level defense and crumble, and you saw a game changer go up against the top defense and thrive. You know, that 49ers defense had nothing for Lamar. You know, he was able to make plays in the pass game and the run game, and Brock Purdy, I mean, he wasn't able to do anything. You know, the Ravens have a lot of playmakers on that defensive side of the ball, and it's not something that the 49ers are necessarily used to seeing. You know, that Brock Purdy is used to his guys kind of running free and just, you know, hitting open guys in stride. And I mean, Aikman even said at one point when he threw a pass to Deebo Samuel, who was wide open on a crosser, and he just kind of threw it out there and let Deebo go and get it. He's like, oh, that's Brock Purdy's strength. And I thought to myself, yes, letting other people do the work is Brock Purdy's strength, right? It's not him making the plays. You know, he's relying heavily. He's leaning on those guys around him, the elite players around him. And, you know, Deebo Samuel showed up and did his thing. Christian McCaffrey showed up and did his thing like he always does. But, you know, you saw the difference in those two teams was the quarterback.
Yeah. You guys saw that clip pop up. We're gonna get to that in a little bit. Okay. That was great commentary there by a 49ers fan. And I want to get into that because this goes back to something that I was saying a couple of weeks ago. But first, let me give a shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Danity's here early, says, let's go. Morning break hot take. Indeed. Salute.
Need you to take that energy down a couple notches, Danity. Good morning, though.
Did Danity ever get to us about what she wanted for a prize?
She didn't. You know how Danity be.
Danity, I need you to DM us and let us know what you want for your prize, please. My goodness. Get your prize. It's a good prize.
No, okay? That's my prize now.
P. Brown the third. What's going on? Says, what a win, guys. Merry Christmas. Yes. Happy belated Christmas. Merry belated Christmas to everybody. Hope your Christmas went well. Hope your New Year's goes well. Okay. We got Hendo here. Says, good morning. Good morning, Hendo. Shout out to the Rogue Pod. Yes. We got the birds out. Stanley Leonard's in the house. What's going on? Omar Tillman, salute. says, "What's up, fellas? Ravens best team in the NFL."
Yes.
Yep. Yep. And who just subscribed over here? That's popped up.
Jamal, I believe.
Oh, well, we got
Humble
Jamal
Apple.
subscribed and Humble Haplo subscribe. Salute
Thank
to you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, we're close to 1,700 subscribers. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. So help us get 300 more subscribers by the end of the season. Okay. Who else is here? Stanley says, I'm finna be a menace on social media all week. D Weezy, what's going on? Salute. Says, what's up, fellas? Also proof I don't sleep. Yeah. Hey, you ain't the only one. Ryan C says, good morning, crew. Merry belated Christmas. Ravens proved best team in the NFL. Yeah, they did. So obviously, B called it, right? A couple things that we talked about. B has maintained from pretty much the beginning of the year that the Ravens were the best team, even though I had my doubts. Okay. He maintained they're the best team. They had the best player in the league. He also maintained for a while when we were talking about this matchup, right? When it's looking like the 49ers are the best team, we're going to be the best team in the league, or are the best team in the league, that the Ravens are better. They have the better quarterback. And Lamar Jackson, despite his numbers, is the clear MVP. And I say despite his numbers because he doesn't have bad numbers. But if you compare him to Brock Purdy's numbers passing, you compare it to Dak Prescott's numbers passing, they don't add up, right? Mm-hmm. But it's clear when you watch them all play who the best player is. It's Lamar, right? And this is a game that I think, with the help of Cam Newton kind of calling out Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott, not throwing shots, but just kind of saying those guys aren't playmakers like Lamar, right? Yeah. Those guys are game managers, and getting that conversation going when he got it going, right? Because he got every talking head speaking about it, right? And, Dak immediately after that played a good game, and Brock Purdy played a good game. But then the following week, Dak didn't look good. Brock Purdy looked fine up until last night, but that was the stage. The stage was set for Brock Purdy to solidify his MVP run because he was the front runner going into last night. But enough people in the media were talking about Lamar Jackson, saying, "Hey, despite the numbers, he needs to be in a conversation." Chris Collinsworth got it going a couple weeks ago when Ravens played in Jacksonville, right? What am I saying? All this is to say, last night was a disaster for Brock Purdy. Okay, and you said it. The worst, for things to shift in Lamar's favor, Lamar had to play a great game, and Brock Purdy had to play a terrible game, and that's exactly what happened. 4 interceptions, could have easily been 6.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been 6. Brandon Stevens dropped what would have been a pick 6. And then, Sam Darnold threw the 5th one. So, I mean, I assume that Brock would throw that one as well.
No. There was another one that got dropped earlier, Brian. I want to say
that's true.
Stevens.
That's true. Should have been 7.
Oh, no. It wasn't Stevens. It was it Ron Darby? It was either Stevens or Darby. It hit him right in the helmet.
Yeah, it makes sense that it would have been Darby.
Hit him right in the helmet. Yeah.
And before we continue, I want to do a little housekeeping here. If you don't know, if you haven't followed the channel, Thursday is my birthday.
Yes.
So happy birthday to me. Whatever. This is our birthday stream in case in case Yolanda's out there.
You may see us. You may see a birthday celebration stream. It might be a quick one.
And if not, it was this. So obligation fulfilled. And the second thing I wanted to clear up before we move on, and I'm sorry, but shout out to Hendo, who is We were in a couple of dynasty leagues and Hendo tried his best. He tried to turn into a midnight marauder. He tried to go out and get some shady deals done under cover of darkness so he could beat me in the playoffs this week. And it turned out he lost both games because ball don't lie.
Oh
Right.
man. Look,
So shout out to Hendo. There's always next year.
In
But not
Hendo's
for you.
league, I could have won. I could have won in both leagues, but in Hendo's league, I left Josh Jacobs in the game when he was out. Now, I knew Josh Jacobs was out. I knew I needed to change my lineup. I got home from work, right? This is a Thursday night game when they played. I picked up my son, helped him with his homework, and got him something to eat. And I dozed off on the couch, right? And I slept hard. Usually I don't go to sleep because my routine Thursdays don't have any stream or anything like that. Help Jacob with everything, with his homework and everything, get him settled. No basketball practice, none of that. I'll take a quick nap, get up, and I go to the gym, right? Come back, catch, second half of the game. Or if it's the Ravens game, I'll either go to the gym before the game or go after the game because the gym doesn't close till midnight. But I slept until like the third quarter. I dozed off on the couch and I was just out. And I woke up and I heard the whistling and everything. I was like, oh, that doesn't sound good. That sounds like the game is on. That sounds like Josh Jacobs is locked into my lineup.
Your body knew there wasn't no need for you to wake up to see that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to the Ravens, it was striking because even on Hendo show we went over kind of some key matchups, right? And when you break it down individually, it looks like the 49ers had the advantage in a lot of areas. Then the one area that I was really thank you be the change. The one area that I was worried about was the O-line. For a while leading up to the game, wasn't sure if Ronnie Stanley was going to play it. Ronnie Stanley hasn't been great this season anyway. The left guard situation in Baltimore is not great. The right side of the line is not the best, but they held up surprisingly well. Obviously, they weren't perfect, but they were going up against Nick Bosa and Chase Young. Even the backup edge rusher and Cleveland Farrell was a first round pick. Not that he's a great player, but right. they have a lot of talent. They're deep. They got Hargrave. They got Eric Armstead. So I thought that they played well. And Zay Flowers, he keeps showing those flashes of potentially being a dominant wide receiver at one point. Like he's not, or at some point, he's not there yet. He had a couple of drops last night. He's still inconsistent, and he's never been in those kind of games yet. Thank you, MJ. Thank you, Julian. Appreciate it.
Lots of birthday shout outs in the chat, B.
Well, that's because it's the birthday stream. And you know what? And if I'm being honest, I'm a little offended that Yolanda didn't make it, but it's okay. I forgive Yolanda. But what we saw, I think, is that these teams are much closer in talent than a lot of people assumed. The 49ers secondary is not great. Baltimore, I think, has a pretty big advantage there. And Zay and Bateman, those guys were able to take advantage of it, likely to an extent. And that front, man, like the 49ers front is arguably the best in the league. But when Lamar got loose, they had nothing for him.
Nothing. Yeah. So, okay. Look, one of the things that me and B had discussed is, look, every fan base has this. So this isn't a shot at 49ers fans as a whole. Every fan base has that element where they're going to downplay other teams. They just, they just think their team can do no wrong. But if you guys watched the show on last Wednesday, Yolanda, wrote down some quotes from some of these people out here talking a little spicy. Some of them were YouTubers, I think she said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lamar's not a good passer. He's a what did she say? He's a good player, not a good quarterback, right? You know the same old tropes. Run, read. Run first. All that stuff,
Yeah.
right? Uh, Brock Purdy's the clear MVP. Lamar doesn't belong in the discussion. Look at the stats, all that stuff. And I said, listen, fans are going to do that, right? Especially when the team is hot, like the 49ers,
Yeah.
right? And Brock Purdy's having a hot year. But let Brock go out there and lose the game and have a bad game, and you're going to get a different side. You're going to get the fan base really jumping on Brock Purdy and telling their true feelings. Well, I want to play something. This is from another YouTuber, Grant Cohn, who is a 49ers YouTuber. This is just a clip. And from what he was saying, he's been pretty consistent on Brock Purdy all year. But this let's hear what he had to say about the game. Diehard 49ers fan.
Brock like he's a top 5 quarterback in the league, or he's actually an MVP. Like that's not what he is. He's a good quarterback who had a very bad day. But does the supporting cast elevate him? Absolutely. Does Kyle Shanahan elevate him? Not today, but most of the time. Let's not forget that. Jimmy Garoppolo's quarterback rating routinely was over 100 on this team, and he won most of his games. He's trash. Brock Purdy is significantly better than Jimmy Garoppolo, but he's not a top 5 quarterback in the league. Yes, the Niners would rather have Lamar Jackson than Brock Purdy. Yes. You know why? Because Lamar Jackson is better than Brock Purdy. You know who else would rather have Lamar Jackson than Brock Purdy? Every team in the league. Every team. That's why Lamar's going to win the MVP this year. So before the Niners give Brock Purdy $50 million a year, $60 million a year, they should watch this game again. Because it's rare for the 49ers to face a team that can actually match up with their supporting cast. But this is one of those teams.
There you go. That's coming from a 49ers fan. Okay.
Yeah, and and I mentioned it on Ring Kings and what we talked about last night. The like you said, the stage was set for these two. It was that game manager Brock Purdy type against the game changer Lamar Jackson, and the guy that a lot of people says isn't a real quarterback, and isn't anything without his legs and all this stuff. But Lamar, he started off a little bumpy, right? Looked like he had some nerves and some jitters early on. He missed a couple throws, and then that debacle with the referee in the end zone. When that disguised 49er coach took him down for the safety. But Lamar settled in, because Lamar's played in big time games before. Lamar's played in front of that kind of audience before, and he settled in and he played like Lamar Jackson. Brock Purdy got under the lights and Brock Purdy crumbled, right? And what Lamar showed is you're going up against a top defense without arguably your two best players other than Lamar Jackson on offense, without Mark Andrews, and then having lost Keaton Mitchell last year. He went out and he dominated the game himself. He got everybody involved. He made plays himself, but he was the dominant figure on the field that night. And he showed that it's Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes, and then everyone else at quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah,
those two guys are on a different tier than Joe Burrow and Josh Allen and Justin Herbert and obviously Brock Purdy, obviously Jalen Hurts, and the other thing we talked about too. It was an entire year of don't give Lamar that money. Lamar's not worth that money. Lamar, don't give him a fully guaranteed contract. Oh, he's crazy. He better just take whatever offer they're giving them and be happy and blah, blah, blah. And then you got, no issue re-signing Pat Mahomes. No issue signing Justin Herbert. No issue signing Jalen Hurts. No issue signing Joe Burrow.
mm-hmm.
All these guys. And the only one living up to their contract is Lamar Jackson. The only one.
Facts.
Because even Pat Mahomes, he's not having a very good season. I know I traded for him on my fantasy team, and I am wildly disappointed in Patrick this season.
Pat can get a pass for services rendered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's the only one that
Pat's untouchable at this point. After a couple Super Bowls, but still.
and listen, still dangerous because when you're used to playing at the very least the AC championship game, you tend to lose focus during the regular season. Like that just you don't care about it as much. You're a playoff team. You're going to be in the playoffs. It's the playoffs when he's going to want to turn it up. So I still wouldn't write off the Chiefs, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
All right. But no, not having a great regular season. And everybody else that passed up on him, we did a video. We reposted it on Twitter. Everybody else that passed up on them that was quick to say, hey, we're not in on them. Look at how they're doing right now.
Yeah.
Minus the Dolphins. Look how everybody else is doing. Coaches are already fired. Coaches about to be fired. A coach and GM got fired at midnight. Right? The Raiders. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's not going well for those teams that were quick to say, hey, yeah, we're out.
And Rich Eisen went out there, and I like Rich Eisen, but he just out there with Lamar was, I've seen a lot of talk about people who passed on Lamar, and Lamar was never a free agent. You had to give up 2 first-round picks to get him, and Baltimore wasn't going to give him up. Like, listen, don't tell me they weren't going to give him up when they put the non-exclusive franchise tag on him, right? They may not have wanted to lose him, but they made it a possibility right then and there.
Well,
right?
Also, he's wrong because the non-exclusive franchise doesn't require 2 first-round picks, right? It's the exclusive.
Well, no, I mean it's
it's whenever they work out.
Require it, but yeah, they that's kind of the price that the NFL says. But you can work out a different deal if you want to. But the price is 2 first-round picks. And I'm sitting here and I'm looking around at the league. I'm like, there's plenty of teams that could have taken the hit, salary wise. Plenty of these bad teams. And what do those draft picks mean? Right? They don't mean much of anything. And I'm like, that I love Bryce, and I think Bryce is good. And I think he's going to be a franchise quarterback. But they traded 2 first-round picks for Bryce Young. So I want to hear about that being. They traded 2 first-round picks and more for Bryce Young. It was 2 first-round picks, a future second, and DJ Moore for Bryce Young. That's a terrible deal compared to 2 first-round picks and just give Lamar the money he's worth.
Yeah.
As bad as the O-line is in Carolina, as bad as the wide receivers are in Carolina, if Lamar Jackson's on that team instead of Bryce Young, they win that division.
If you're Washington, you have to give up 2 first-round picks. Well, we got to give 2 first-round picks and we got to pay him. Well, is that not worth it? Right? Like, what do you need those 2 first-round picks for? You have everything you need, and you probably don't get rid of Chase Young and or Montez Sweat, right? Because you're making a Super Bowl run at that point. You have the pieces that you need, and you're trying to make a Super Bowl run. You keep everybody together. I mean, if you're Ron Rivera, is that not worth keeping your job?
Yeah. Well, but again, it's not up to Ron. That kind of a deal is not up to the coach. That's an owner thing.
Yeah. Shout out to D Weezy. Appreciate it. It says Tepper going to find out he's touchable if they don't release the Sam Mills statue.
But the thing is, people keep bringing up that you had to give up 2 first-round picks to get him. I'm like, listen, you couldn't trade 2 first-round picks to get Lamar Jackson right now. You couldn't trade 2 first-round picks to get Joe Burrow. You couldn't trade 2 first-round picks to get Herbert or Allen or any of these franchise quarterbacks. Right? So why would that be an obstacle? Like, that's a deal. That's a steal to get a player like Lamar Jackson, 2 first-round picks. Like, I don't want to hear that nonsense. Look, the fact is the league colluded to not pay Lamar Jackson what the reports were that he was looking for. They want to keep those salaries down, which is why you had teams like the Atlanta Falcons say, no, we're going to ride with Desmond Ridder without even contacting Lamar Jackson.
Right? If the NFL was structured like the MLB, no salary cap, we will all be in trouble because San Francisco would have snatched him right up.
Yeah.
Right. Like, That's literally the only thing that they're missing.
Yeah.
Right? Is that type of quarterback. And look, Brock has played well. This isn't, again, it's not a shot at Brock Purdy. He's playing good enough. Obviously, they're good enough to win. But like my man Grant said, yes, they would rather have Lamar over Brock Purdy, as well as everybody else in the league, because you know the difference. And what happened yesterday is, yeah, he got exposed a little bit, right? You have a player, like, people like to put this on Lamar, where, oh, well, can he play from behind? We have to force him to throw. People still say stuff like that. Well, if you force him to throw, what does he look like? He came out the gate throwing, right? Brock Purdy, on the other hand, once he got behind, he made the first mistake, throwing an interception in the end zone. There's Yolanda right there. What's going on, Yolanda?
What's up, Yolanda?
He made that first mistake, and then mistake after mistake, and the further behind he got, and the more he panicked. Like some of those, almost all those interceptions were just bad mistakes, right? Ill-advised. And there was one play, it wasn't an interception, but me and B were laughing at it. He gets wrapped up, and I know it's fourth down, but he's just tossing the ball up in the air because he knows Christian, because Christian McCaffrey's behind him. And yes, Christian McCaffrey came down with the ball, but anybody could have came down with that.
Yeah, and still Christian McCaffrey doesn't get enough credit for what he brings to that team.
Oh yeah,
because he saw his boy Brock just tossing it up like he was Reggie Bush in that bowl game, but he went and got it.
Yeah,
he went and saved him. But yeah, no, it's just a guy who has been kind of pumped up because the media wanted him to be that guy.
Yeah,
right. It's a great narrative. It's a great story. They say, hey, you were Mr. Irrelevant, and now he's the best in the league. Well, no, he's not. He's not close to the best in the league. Not close, no. Right? There's a lot of guys at that position who are much better than Brock Purdy, but he's in the best situation in the NFL. Yeah. Pat Mahomes was like that before, right? He came into the league under Andy Reid. And you had Tyreek Hill, you had Travis Kelce, they had Sammy Watkins for a bit. They've had other guys kind of going through there, but he was in one of the best situations in the league, and he was able to take advantage of it early. They did a lot of winning. He put up a lot of huge numbers, and he's not in that same situation anymore, right? But he's still, he's still playing well and winning games. He's just not playing to the same level, right? When you see Brock Purdy, anything change in his situation, he melts down, because he's not that guy.
So another thing that dude Grant has said. By the way, 100 people in here. Go ahead and hit that like button. If you are new, hit that subscribe button. Help us get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the football season. Okay. Go Supreme. Welcome to the live stream. Says King Lamar Action Jackson. Indeed. DDSQ says, also after 2 weeks, I don't see no Cam slander today. Oh, Cam had something to say last night. Brock, Dak, and all those Cam name have been exposed. And again, like, Dak is not a bad player. Brock isn't a bad. These aren't bad players. And he clarified that. He's like, no, I'm not. There's nothing wrong with being a game manager. Kurt Warner has talked about it too. There's nothing wrong with being a game manager. That's fine. That means you're doing your job. But there's a clear difference between a game manager and a playmaker. Yeah. Obviously, Brock isn't a playmaker. I don't think anybody ever mistaken him for a playmaker. Right? But to my point, what point was I making? What was I going to say? It was something about Brock. Grant. So the dude Grant was saying, like, he's seen Brock look like that in the offseason. Mm-hmm. Right. And he was waiting for that type of game. But he said, what happened was we went up against a team whose defense is just as good. Right. And he said when he saw Brock look like that in practice, because he's like, yeah, he looked like that because he's playing our defense, which is really good. But we just ran into that defense on the other side, and that's how he looked. Except they had the better quarterback. Mm-hmm. So their quarterback didn't look like that.
Right.
Yeah. What's up, Davon? Says, oh wow, got B streaming this early. Yeah.
What's up,
Shaheen.
Shaheen?
Oh, what's up, man? A show in the evening for evening for you. I guess this is my Christmas present. Merry Christmas. Yes.
And I do want to take a moment to go back and properly welcome Yolanda to the birthday stream. Here it is. So you're welcome.
Hey, you guys had a deal. We got Yolanda to watch Blue Eye Samurai. She's
Deal
watched 4
fulfilled.
episodes. All right. So she's expecting a stream on your birthday.
No, a birthday stream does not mean a stream on my birthday. Those are not synonymous. Like, I don't know. Exactly, Dave. I don't know what they're talking about right now. Hold on.
What are you typing?
Well, don't worry about what I'm typing.
Akeem says if EDC commits to the offensive side of the ball. Oh Lord, birthday stream. If EDC commits to the offensive side of the ball with the real O-line talent, keeping wide receiver OC in place, and having playmaker running back, Lamar will be playing for Super Bowl repeat appearances. Lamar is MVP. Now, I will say this: across the whole league, it's hard to put together a good O-line. This is not that. It's not enough talent. Because listening to a couple of 49ers streams, their fan base will tell you their O-line isn't great either. They have a great tackle in Trent Williams. What's the dude's name? McGlinchey. I think he's on the team, not playing well. The right tackle, not playing well. There's definitely some holes on their O-line.
Yeah.
And listen, I saw it with my own eyes last night. When Trent Williams went out the game, man, Brock Purdy turned it into food instantly. As soon as he went out the game, they were on him.
Yeah.
Right?
As soon as Trent went out the game, Brock went out the game.
Yeah. About 2 or 3 plays later. The gap between Trent Williams and the backup is alarming. Okay. Yeah. So listen, for their sake, I hope Trent is doing well, because life without Trent Williams is not pretty.
No, but for Baltimore, they have the quarterback. They don't need. I hate to say it like this. They don't need. What's up, Sterling? It's not going to be as difficult for them to build an O-line as it is for San Francisco, because Lamar can make guys miss. He can scramble out of the pocket. He can escape. Right? They have the center already. Listen, they've got to stick with Ronnie Stanley until they can find a replacement. But they have the middle of the line. Okay, they've got to go out and get long-term answers at the guard spots and at right tackle, right? And it's gonna be tough. But as I said, it's not going to be as difficult as a team who has a quarterback like a Brock Purdy who can't really move like that.
Yeah.
But, they're going to have to invest. I would prefer, obviously you want to draft guys, keep the cost down and everything, and get players who are going to be there for longer. But I would prefer to see Baltimore go after younger free agents, guys that they know can play, because EDC has not really shown the ability to draft O-line. He hit on Tyler Linderbaum in the first round, but outside of that, it's been kind of ugly.
Yeah. Shout out to Dennis Ray, man. Prayers to your family, man. Says, what a special evening for my family in Baltimore as we spend our last Christmas with my lovely mom in hospice. It was truly amazing watching my squad represent like that in front of the world. Yeah, man. Yeah, sorry to hear that, bro. Sorry to hear that. Prayers to you and your family, man. And glad you could spend that time, with her. That's important. What's up, Agent E? Good morning to you. Look who's here, B. God's Child.
What's up, God's Child?
God's Child is one of the first to comment on our live stream. Back when we had like 20 subscribers, 10 of them were family members. Okay. Thanks for coming through, man. Don C, what's going on? Says, I like the tackle rotation of Makari and Daniels subbing for Ronnie and Morgan. I mean, I don't like them, but I'm glad that they're rotating them. Yes, but to your point, B, for offensive line, yes, he's going to have to invest some money. Draft picks, we talked about this before.
Yeah.
Stop trying to go into the draft with 11, 12 picks. Trade up.
Yeah.
Our guy Chris Just Joking from the Deep Cover podcast said that this is an excellent class for offensive linemen. Right. In fact, I think he has an article out kind of grading the linemen.
Yeah.
There's a lot of offensive linemen out there. We're going to be picking 31 or 32. Okay. But don't wait until a player falls to you. Trade up.
Yeah.
Trade up. Take some picks and move up and try to get a better player. Okay. If we're talking about replacing Ryan Stanley, and again, I also don't think we can replace Ryan Stanley right now. It starts by getting a tackle that can play, right? You can't, and then you got to see if he can play. You know, Travis says breaking update. Pray just do another pick. Man, when it rains, it pours, man. You know, I don't think he'll play that bad again. You know, but you know, he might have some ill-advised picks in the playoffs. The playoffs is a different animal, you know. Antoine Maestro says, cheers, guys. What a game. Love how we played. We definitely missed Mitchell, but we did our thing. If Keaton Mitchell was out there, oh my God.
Yeah.
That would have been some real problems. That play where Lamar threw it to Gus and he ran up the field with it, that would have been an easy touchdown for Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah.
Right. And again, this is one of those games that Chris Collinsworth was talking about where you have to watch Lamar play, right? You have to watch him play to understand what he does on the field, because it doesn't always show up on the stat sheet, but when you watch it, you're like, oh, like when he, right before the half, where he juked Fred Warner and like two other defenders in the crowd, you can hear the crowd go, oh, right? Because they know once he gets going, there is no scheme for that. There's nothing that you call to stop that. He just does it. And your best player, Fred Warner, is one of the best defensive players in the league, right? He got juked and
from 10 yards away.
From 10 yards away, and there's nothing you could do about it.
And Lamar wasn't even running full speed on that play.
No. That's what he can do. And that's what makes him so special. When he's rolling out the pocket and he looks like he's going to run up field, and the defense has to run with them, and Gus Edwards is just looking around wide open, and he just tossing the ball and he can just take it up the field. That's what Lamar can do. When he fakes a pitch, right? And everybody is eyeing the running back and him, because even if it's a fake, you think he's going to run it. It makes everybody bite down, and he just throws it to a wide open Zay Flowers. That's what Lamar can do.
Yeah, and you know, we talk a lot about, Lamar needs to take the check down, take the safe plays and all that. And I think that's a thing that Lamar can do. It's just that he hasn't really wanted to do it because of the level of player around him in Baltimore throughout his career. But you see now they have some talent there at wide receiver, right? And now instead of just, hey, I'm gonna look around real quick and then I'm gonna run because this is how we gain yards in this offense. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll stay in the pocket. He'll go through his reads. If he needs to, he'll escape the pocket, but he uses his legs to get his receivers open. He uses his legs to move defenders and create lanes for him to make those throws. You know, like Gus Edwards didn't beat anybody on that 41-yard pass. Lamar moved the defenders out of his way and opened up a throwing lane for himself to get rid of it to Gus instead of running.
Right.
They've talked about him or different quarterbacks like this. They used to call Randall Cunningham, Michael Vick, the ultimate weapon, because but it's what Lamar is, because you can't really defend him.
Right.
You have to hope that he's going to make mistakes on his own for the most part. Like, and obviously he's human. He does make mistakes. He missed some throws early in the game. He turned around and ran back to the end zone, on that safety, unnecessarily.
Yeah.
But once he stopped making mistakes, they didn't have any way to defend him. They scored on, they said it was, I believe, 7 straight drives against that San Francisco defense. Nobody's ever done that. Because they don't have an answer for a player like Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
And which has always been our thing. If you put playmakers around him, you can't stop that Baltimore offense. Period.
Well, what's going on, Just Aloe? He says, "What up, LBHT crew? I have a few minutes before I go see Aquaman, but I'm here to celebrate Lamar's MVP performance and Brodny's birthday. Salute to
Thank
you,
Just Aloe.
Just Aloe.
Free tip for you.
You ain't got to rush. You ain't got to rush to see Aquaman.
You ain't got to see it. Period.
Some say this might be more entertaining. This might be more worth your money. But no, enjoy, man. Like I still love going to the movie theaters. Okay, I don't go nearly as much anymore. I like the whole ambience of going to the movies, right? But damn, man, look, man, look, you like what you like, okay? I ain't gonna, you like what you like.
Let's know how that works out for you, just
yeah, what's the guy here? O-line is top priority. I'd rather take the defensive scouting energy and place it on the offensive side. I agree. But I will give props to this defense for this year, man. Like, they're holding up their end of the deal, right? 5 turnovers in the game. They forced 5 turnovers, because the Ravens did get off to a sloppy start, and they said that's cool because we're gonna make it a nightmare for them. Yeah. No other team in the league has done that to the 49ers. Right. Even when they're 3-game losing streak, and look, the Bengals beat them pretty soundly too, but it didn't look like this.
Yeah.
What we do on that side of the ball is make it physical. And when you make a game physical, that changes everything. You got to have a tough mindset for that. And shout out to J6 for a $3 donation. Says towards B's imaginary Apple VR headset.
You ain't gotta
with
be like
love.
That. I appreciate it, but you ain't gotta be like that.
Now,
but you know what? That's cool. We're $3,497 away. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Now, speaking of physical, because man, shout out to the 49ers team, man. Like, they were physical. Deebo Samuels, he's a Hulk out there, right? And I know people are laughing at Marlon Humphrey because, Marlon Humphrey just bounced off of him. I ain't laughing at Marlon Humphrey, right? You're playing a physical game. You're trying to send a message. You try to go out there and deliver the blow. But now okay? Now you can't do that to Deebo Samuel. So next time, just wrap up his legs, okay? You try, that's fine.
I'm laughing at him. That you tried has never stopped us from laughing at anyone before. Josh Norman tried to tackle Derrick Henry. It didn't stop us from laughing when he got chokeslammed. All right.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Your boy, what was his name? I can't even remember his name anymore. Damn.
Oh, Thomas, Earl Thomas.
Yeah, Earl Thomas. Allegedly he was trying to do something with Derrick Henry. It didn't stop us from laughing at him.
I can give him a pass because Marlo played. He made some plays in this game, right?
One of them was bouncing off of Deebo Samuel.
Yeah. Look, they tried. Deebo belongs in a Ravens uniform. Okay,
it does, and y'all could have made that happen, but you weren't aggressive enough.
Hannah says because you're getting old. Why you could remember?
No, it's because he flamed out so spectacularly in Baltimore. And the game moves on.
Yeah. Christian McCaffrey, he's great. He's the best running back in the league, hands down. And thank goodness that they decided to take the ball out of his hands, because when he ran for that touchdown, I was like, they can do this all game. That's our one weakness is running to the outside. That dude that played a clip for earlier, Grant Cohn, he also said it too. Like, their strength is running to the left, not to the right. And every time they ran to the right, he was pulling his hair out because he's like, they're weak on that side. But running to the left, they always have success, and we can't defend it. Every time they run, it's for positive. They ran on us. It's for positive yards, and they got away from it. Right? Why? Because that's where coaching comes in. As much as I criticize John Harbaugh, he don't panic the way Kyle Shanahan panics. Kyle Shanahan panics, and this isn't the first time we've seen this. And this dates back from before he was with the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like he hits panic button when they get behind.
And that's one of the things, we talked about too, that why I don't think that the 49ers are really going to cash it in. Like Kyle Shanahan has had 2 opportunities to win a championship and has, hardcore choked in both games. But I did think it was funny seeing all of the, the media and people on Twitter talking about why, Kyle Shanahan doing such a poor job. And they're like, give the ball to McCaffrey, run the ball, give the ball to McCaffrey. I'm like, he's doing a poor job putting the ball in the MVP's hands.
Yeah.
That don't make sense.
Right.
Not if you think that's who that guy is. Like George Kittle was tearing up Baltimore early.
He was.
Deebo Samuel is Deebo Samuel, right? Brandon Ayuk is Brandon Ayuk. If you think you got the MVP, you think you got the best quarterback in the league, let him go and tear apart that defense, right? That's what Lamar did to y'all.
He really did mess it up for those guys because all those look, Deebo Samuel didn't have a great game. In fact, he had a bad game, right? But every time Ayuk got the ball, it's for like 20 yards.
Yeah.
Every time Kittle got the ball, it's for like 30 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Chris McCaffrey, he's running. It felt like every time he touched the ball, he's getting a big play. Like the offensive weapons over there are insane. I've said it before. I get sick just having to rattle off the names they have at Brock Purdy's disposal.
Yeah.
And you just upset his flow just a little bit, a tiny bit, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what happens. Right? He just messes up everything because all you had to do is keep handing the ball off to McCaffrey, keep getting the ball to Kittle, who they couldn't cover. Right? Actually, the one interception was when he did try to get to Kittle. It was covered well. But I mean, damn, like you don't have to force it. Ayuk is getting open somewhere. Deebo Samuel is getting open somewhere. I promise you. Mm-hmm. I promise you, somebody is open. Look, they didn't have as much time. Granted, our O-line actually did look better than their O-line. They gave Lamar ample time to throw the ball. Nick Bosa was nowhere to be found yesterday. He was nowhere to be found. They schemed up for him well. And I'll say this, that doesn't surprise me either. Because the same way when you're facing head-to-head against somebody and talent gets exposed, right? Like we're talking about Lamar and Brock Purdy, right? Last night, it was clear that Lamar is a superior quarterback. There's no question about that. Nick Bosa is one of the top edge rushers in the league, for sure, right? If he had a monster game, that wouldn't surprise me. But there's a clear difference between Bosa and Myles Garrett. Okay, yeah. I would even say TJ Watt. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's as good as those guys, and we have to play those guys twice a year. So coming off of playing those two to Nick Bosa, of course Nick Bosa's a challenge, of course, right? But he ain't those guys. It's an easier task to have to handle him than Myles Garrett. Mm-hmm. Myles Garrett is unblockable. I don't care if you put 3 people in front of him. Okay. So I think those games help prepare us for this game, And just, man, look, Lamar's 19-1 against the NFC. I really do believe 20-1. I just believe that, like, the NFC, those teams don't. It's hard to prepare for Lamar Jackson. If that's your first time playing against him, it's just hard to stop. Yeah. So Dave says Nick Bosa was center. You mean like he's playing interior? I think they had him on the edge as well. I think they kind of moved him around. I could be wrong. I have to go back and look. Don C. Salute says, love the show, B and Jose. As a small business owner, it's hard to make the live streams. Yeah. Love what Hendo, Chris, Mike, Coach Evans, and the lovely Yolanda are building. Oh, thank you. Mm-hmm. I appreciate that. And shout out to your business, man. I hope wish you all the success in the world. All right. And I get it, man. It's a lot of work, and I appreciate any stream that you can make. Speaking of live stream, Coach messaged us early this morning. There might be a Ravens roundup tonight. Not sure if we can make it. We're going to try our best, but even if we're not there, I haven't confirmed, but Coach is trying to get the Ravens roundup going tonight. So make sure you are subscribed to Sip to Tally Films. Okay, I'm sure you guys are already subscribed there, but if not, just double check. Subscribe over there. That's where we do the Ravens roundup. We usually do it every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Obviously, we didn't do it yesterday. It was Christmas, but Coach did do a live watch along for the Ravens 49ers game. So, if you missed that, you can check that out as well. Hendo was on there. If the Ravens roundup goes on tonight, there will be some members there. Okay. Even if me and B aren't there will be some people there. So go and check it out.
I can tell you right now, my best is not going to make it. Rev says I can block Myles Garrett any day. Once I do, I'll never see his tweets again.
That's a fact. That's a fact. All right. Look, still over 100 people in here, man. Hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. Check out our Ring Kings podcast channel. This is why we were up so early, to be honest. We were over there giving a live stream reacting to the Monster Inouye versus Topalis fight, right? Marlon Topalis. Monster Naoya, the Monster Inouye, is a spectacle, man. He's a Japanese fighter. He's very exciting to watch. The only problem is when he fights in Japan, those fights come on at 5 a.m. The card actually started at 3 a.m. Okay. But we wanted to watch the main fight, watch him fight, and give our reaction to the fight. So, we streamed about 7 o'clock for that fight. All right. And then I decided, hey, while we're up, let's give a reaction to this Ravens and 49ers game, because, man, that was the game, right? That was the battle for number one, battle for supremacy, right? Mm-hmm. And the Ravens on the road, prime time, showed out. They did something. I mean, they made the 49ers look small. 49ers at full strength. This wasn't Debo was out, Christian McCaffrey was out. No, everybody was there full strength. They're at their home, and we dominated them, man. We imposed our will, But the good thing, if you're a 49ers fan, don't mean anything. You lost. Okay, you lost to the AFC team, right? You have to win moving forward, but that's not one of those things where you're like, dang, man, like that shakes things up for us. You can still look at it and say, hey, bad night. Brock threw 4 interceptions. He hadn't done that. I don't expect him to do that anymore, right? Next week they play who? Washington, and then I think they finish with the Rams, I believe. What's up, Chris? Wait, is Chris here?
Yes.
There he is. What's going on, Chris? Top of the morning to you guys and everyone in the chat. Salute to you. Timothy got banned. What did you do,
he sure
Timothy?
Did. He sure did. And Yolanda, I'm just wondering, like, are you gonna hop on the stream and give your thoughts about Blue Eye Samurai? What's going on? That was part of the deal as well.
On this stream? Well, we're about to wrap up.
On the birthday stream. Okay. So I mean, if Yolanda wants to go live on her channel alone and do that's fine. But I'm asking the question. That's all.
Felipe Moreno, what's going on, man? A long time viewer as well, says Sherman still thinks Lamar is not the MVP. I do want to address this. So me and B had this discussion, and even I was saying for a long time, I don't think Lamar is going to be an MVP because of his numbers, right? I think he's the best quarterback in the league, or at least second best, but his numbers don't warrant it. B always maintained that they did. He said, look, if you look at his rushing stats, he's not that far off from the top the top quarterbacks. You combined, right? Passing and rushing, he's not that far off. Still behind in total touchdowns and yards, right? But that's not everything. Yeah. He's like, if you factor all that and just watch him play, he's clearly the MVP, right? B has always maintained this. And just ever since the bye, even before the bye, like he's been showing it, But I understand Richard Sherman's point of view. First of all, Richard Sherman played for the 49ers. He went to the Super Bowl with the 49ers, right? He's a little biased towards them, which is fine. Everybody has everybody's partial towards something. But you look at Brock Purdy's numbers, right? You look at how the team is playing. They're dominating teams. I can understand why he would think the 49ers are the best team and why Brock Purdy is the MVP, right? But after last night, you can't think that anymore.
No.
Right? You get if you want to say I don't think Lamar is the MVP, Brock ain't the MVP.
Right.
You know that much.
I never got with the Brock as MVP argument. I think it was just a story. Like if you want to make the argument for Christian McCaffrey, I can hear that. He's one of the absolute best players in the league, regardless of position. But it was never Brock Purdy, ever.
Right.
Never.
Yeah.
It never will be.
I feel you on this, Nancy. He says I could care less about MVP. Lamar looking Lombardi or bust. I want a Super Bowl. I want a Super Bowl MVP, but I'll take another MVP for sure.
Yeah, listen, winning the MVP doesn't stop you from winning the Super Bowl, right? And I know Lamar said he doesn't care about it either. And yeah, sure, he wants to win a Super Bowl. He's already won MVP, and that's fine. But at the end of his career, looking back, you're going to want those kind of accolades.
Yeah.
Right. It's going to matter then, and like I said, it's not going to stop them from winning the Super Bowl anyway. So it's he's playing at that level. Let him get his award. Let him get the praise that he deserves. He's certainly gotten the criticism up to this point in his career, right? He's gotten all the negative. So let him get that. Let him get that praise.
Oh, so Yolanda, no live stream tomorrow. There will be no LBHT show tomorrow. But Thursday.
No.
B's birthday.
Okay, I'm so confused because if you take this down, it says right there birthday stream, and that is officially official. What's going on? Unnecessary bluntness.
Hey,
how you doing?
What up, though? What up, though? Hey, everybody! Look, there's 100 people in there. Okay, I in here right now. I need you guys to go and subscribe to Unnecessary Bluntness. Okay, he is a Panthers fan. All right, I know Omar told me to subscribe over there, but good friend of ours, right? Good guy. He great take on Panthers content,
yes.
on Panthers stuff. And Aaron, we need to get you on the show. We need to do some collabs together. All right, because we got to talk about Bryce Young and
Bryce Young tearing up the Packers.
Yes,
proving the haters wrong.
And Aaron, while you're here, I want to know your thoughts because I said it last week that you guys need to continue to tank. I know you don't have a number one pick, but that second round pick is as good as a first round pick. All right, keep that number one pick in the second round. You can do anything with that. I mean, talent's going to drop. You can get a first round talent, or you can trade that number one in the second round and move up into the first round. So keep tanking. Okay, like look, Bryce played well this week, didn't get the win. Keep that up. Two more games.
That's perfect.
That's perfect.
And people think that I'm just super negative when I talk about Carolina and how they need to just go ahead and lose games. And not even this year, because I haven't really said it this year, but just that's been the recent history in Carolina, last 5-6 years. But it matters, right? Now, for like I said, they don't have that first round pick this year, but you don't want to drop down to third or fourth in the second round and the third round and the fourth round, on and on, right?
Right.
And this is just a pet peeve of mine because people will be like, "Oh no, I always root for my team to win. I'll never root for my team to lose." Okay, but it's fine. I get that, but winning is why DJ Moore doesn't play for Carolina anymore, right? That right. Win streak with Steve Wilkes is why you're picking ninth and had to trade all the way up to first. No, let me back up. Let me back up a little bit. Okay, that's part of the reason why.
Yeah.
Right. Because the other part is Scott Fitterer gets absolutely murdered in every trade that he executes. He's terrible at it. But if you just go ahead and lose them games like you should have done, you're not going to get talked into DJ Moore for moving up 2 spots.
Right.
But that's neither here nor there. Whatever. That's fine.
Yeah.
This is about Lamar and my birthday, and this definitely being the birthday stream, and that this is the stream where we're talking about my birthday. There's not going to be one on my actual birthday, which is Thursday. So
and,
that
yes. So we will
Yolanda,
see you guys.
I'll drop the link if you want, Yolanda. If you want to get in here and talk about Blue Eye Samurai real quick. Otherwise, you can go live with Hendo.
We will see you guys on Thursday. We may doing our work
on your own channel. You can go live with Bazel and give your thoughts there. But
we'll be here Thursday. We'll be here Thursday. Look. The whole reason we're here this morning.
The birthday stream.
Look, I'm gonna tell you guys right now. The whole reason we're here right now. The only reason we're here right now is because. What was it? Saturday afternoon, there was a fight over in Saudi Arabia. Okay, Day of Reckoning fight card. Okay, myself, OTR Mike, live stream on Ring Kings podcast afterwards, talking about the fight. Mikey decides, hey, Inoue's fighting on Tuesday, and we're trying to tell the crowd you want to watch Monster Inoue. Excellent fighter. His fights come to take place Tuesday mornings, but check it out. And he said, you know what? Let's live stream. We're going to live stream. I said, you want to live stream? He said, yeah, let's live stream. We're going to live stream on Tuesday. All right. We'll do live stream. So we told everybody we'll do the live stream. Right? He checks the time. That thing says 5 o'clock is estimated walkout time. 5 a.m. Eastern time.
Ain't heard from Mike since.
Haven't heard from Mike yet, but I set my alarm. I watched the fight, and I said, man, we promised a stream. I'm going to give a stream. B shows up. We do the stream, and I said, hey, we're already here. Let's do a stream about last night's game. So that's why you got the stream today. You can thank OTR Mike.
My man promised a live stream, and we are 5 hours past fight time. I said, I ain't getting up.
He said, I didn't say I was going to be in it.
But when I say that about this birthday stream, y'all don't want to hear that though. Y'all got no smoke for OTR Mike.
I'm promising a birthday stream on Thursday. Whether B shows up or not, we are going to celebrate B's birthday on his birthday.
There you go.
Okay.
And listen, stop trying to bully me into doing streams on my birthday. I've already been wildly disrespected. Jose's daughter, my niece, showed up here yesterday talking about, I'm going to a birthday party on Thursday. And I'm like, mine? She's like, no.
Yeah, she did say that. Look, her mom wants it back by then. So I couldn't. It was out of my hands. It was out of my hands, man. I was trying to keep her until then, but she's like, nah, I need her back on Wednesday. I was like, oh, that doesn't work for anybody.
No.
D says OTR Mike gets a pass because of his white friend Kevin. Well, it's Coach OTR Mike. That's why I'm giving him a pass, because he's been coaching.
Hashtag FTK all day.
But yeah, okay, look, we're gonna get out of here soon. We've been going for an hour. We're supposed to make it 30 minutes like our other stream. But yeah, Aaron Duncan, man, Unnecessary Bluntness. Make sure you guys check him out, man. I appreciate you coming through. I love watching his live streams, man. I love the way he breaks down film as well. I love his streams. It says Unintentional Tank probably come in anyway. May steal one from Jacksonville without Trevor, but we probably got to secure anyway. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just want Bryce Young to play better. Like the way he played on Sunday. Keep playing like that. Keep improving.
Bryce gonna be fine. They just need to put the team around him.
Yeah,
now, maybe they got more of a game manager than a game changer, but he's gonna be okay.
What's up, Sion Addict?
What's
Thanks for coming through.
Addict?
Appreciate you coming through, man. We're gonna wrap this up here soon, but yeah. Listen.
Thank you, Ghost.
Oh yes, yeah. Appreciate you, Ghost. He says happy birthday. Look, share this with your friends and loved ones. Okay, it's the holidays. This is a great gift for them. Okay. Also, patreon.com/LBHTShow. That's also a great gift to give. and these donations. Oh, look at Yolanda, the $20 donation. Thank you so much.
Yolanda.
Says thanks for the stream. See you on Thursday.
What
Yes.
do you mean?
Just see you on Thursday. Okay, we'll be here Thursday. But yes, patreon.com/LBHTShow. All right. If you want to support the show even further, you can do that by signing up for as little as $5 a month. Okay. We got $5 tier, $10 tier, $20 tier, all the way up to $60. That's for the content creators, right? But what does that get you? It gets you access to our overtime show, which is basically a second show that we do after our live show every Wednesday night, 7:15 p.m. Eastern time. All right. And that's a lot of fun. We talk about whatever's hot on the streets. Okay. We have, usually have people from the LBHT crew coming through, like Suge usually comes through, Hendo, Ferris. It's a lot of fun. Also gives you access to our Discord, where just like you see the chat right now, that's how the Discord be, man. People be in there 24/7 talking about stuff. Speaking of OTR Mike, look who's here. Well. Mikey, I just told a story about how you promised a Tuesday morning stream after the Monster Anyway fight, and the stream happened.
Right.
But you were not there.
Funny that.
Hey, shout out to Aaron Duncan. Says, appreciate the love, fellas. Hey, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Man. Thank you.
Appreciate that. But yeah. It's all good, Mikey. Look, you work hard, man. I know you. I know it was a long day yesterday for you, man. So it's all good. We got you covered. Dave says nasty work, Mikey.
Wait, no, not. It's all good. We got you covered. Listen, Mike is going live by himself to talk about Monster Anyway over on Ring Kings.
Nah, you're good, Mikey. You're good. He called in last minute PTO. Okay.
He ain't calling nothing. I'm on that text thread. He saw 5 o'clock and turned off his alarm.
Yeah, he hit the snooze one too many times. So yesterday we looked at the time. It was supposed to be 5 a.m. the walkout time. I woke up at 5 o'clock and that fight wasn't on. Didn't start till 6 o'clock. The card started before that, but I didn't. I needed that extra sleep. He said I didn't get up till 5:30. Ain't see no fight. The fight didn't start till 6. It didn't start until 6, but we'll discuss it. Don't worry. It went as expected. Anyway, took care of business. All right. So that's it. All right. You want some more of this talk? I think, Chris, I'm not sure. Did you guys decide to go live tonight on the Ravens Roundup? There might be something on Coach's channel, but subscribe, and you'll get some more thoughts on that, and then come back here Thursday with or without the birthday boy. Look, it's up to him. It's his birthday. He can do what he wants. All right. But we will celebrate B's birthday on Thursday, and we'll talk some more Ravens and Panthers. Panthers fans come through. We'll discuss that as well. All right. Okay. TBD. Haven't decided yet. Game time decision. Man, just turn on your notifications. You guys know the deal. All right. Turn on your notifications. Appreciate everybody coming through. B, are you ready?
I'm ready.
He is ready. Look, hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas, or Festivus, or whatever you celebrate. Okay. If you have to go back to work today, just take it easy. It should be a chill day. Okay. This whole week should be pretty chill because New Year's is around the corner. People are on vacation, like me right here. Okay. Yeah. If you're on vacation like me, enjoy. Just relax. Okay. The frustrating part of buying gifts and all that stuff is gone. You can just kick back and just chill, eat some leftovers. Okay. Watch the replay of this, share it with your friends and all that stuff that you love to do. Yeah. All right. Have a great day. We will see you on Thursday. Peace.